The Galactic Council had never seen a day like this before. For the first time in over 200 years, every major empire accepted the same invitation. The greatest leaders, admirals, and diplomats gathered inside the enormous Star Council station. They all believed this meeting would stop another galactic war before it could begin. Outside the station, thousands of warships waited quietly. No one wanted to fire the first shot. One by one, the alien leaders entered the council hall. Some looked confident. Others looked afraid. Everyone knew one name would decide the future: humanity. When a human ambassador finally walked into the room, many leaders whispered to each other. He wore no armor. He carried no weapon. He was completely calm. Several empires smiled. "So this is Earth's greatest diplomat." One commander laughed. Another leader shook his head. "They came without a fleet. They already know they cannot win." The human ambassador heard every word, but he never answered. He simply took his seat and waited. The meeting began. The council speaker welcomed every civilization and asked them to choose peace instead of war. For a few minutes, everything seemed normal. Then an alarm suddenly echoed through the station. Every officer looked up. Long-range scanners have stopped responding. Another voice quickly followed. Unknown object detected beyond the outer system. The room became silent. Military officers rushed to their consoles. Every screen showed the same strange shadow moving slowly through deep space. It was so large that it covered the light of nearby stars. "No ship can be that big," one admiral whispered. The computers tried again. "Unknown vessel. Scanning. Identification complete." Every screen displayed the same words: Human Titan-class warship. The entire council froze. The human ambassador slowly stood up and looked around the silent room. His voice remained calm. "You believe diplomacy alone would protect the galaxy." He paused for a moment before speaking again. "But humanity always brings peace with the strength to defend it." At that exact moment, the massive Titan-class warship entered the star system, and every empire realized the meeting had just changed forever. Silence filled the council chamber. No one spoke after the Titan-class warship entered the star system. The giant vessel moved slowly, without fear or hurry. It looked less like a ship and more like a floating world made of dark metal. Every military scanner locked onto it. Every scanner failed. It has no engine signal, no weapon systems detected, no energy readings. The officers looked at each other in confusion. A ship that size should have produced enough power to light an entire planet. Instead, it appeared almost invisible to every sensor. "This is impossible," an alien scientist whispered. Outside the station, thousands of warships turned to face the Titan. Their weapons charged automatically, but no captain dared fire. Inside the council hall, an elderly historian from one of the oldest civilizations slowly stood up. His hands were shaking. "I have seen this symbol before." Everyone turned toward him. He projected an ancient star map onto the main screen. The faded record showed the same wing-shaped mark painted across a massive warship. "It cannot be," he said quietly. The Titan program was supposed to be a legend. The room became completely silent. Long ago, stories claimed humanity had built a handful of impossible warships after surviving a forgotten war. No empire had ever found proof they existed. Most believed the stories were only myths. The human ambassador looked at the old historian and nodded once. They were never myths. Before anyone could ask another question, the proud Draken Empire commander stood up with a cold smile. "One giant ship changes nothing." He ordered his fleet to surround the Titan from every direction. More than 5,000 battleships formed a perfect circle around the silent human vessel. The human ambassador gave only one warning: "Do not mistake our patience for weakness." The Draken commander laughed and raised his hand. "Lock every weapon." Thousands of cannons aimed at the Titan-class warship. Then, the ship's dark outer armor began to glow with a deep blue light, and every soldier in the galaxy felt the same terrible feeling. Something inside the Titan had just awakened. The blue light spread across the Titan-class warship like slow lightning. Every alien fleet held its position. No one fired. Even the proud commanders who had laughed at humanity a few minutes earlier suddenly felt uncertain. The Titan did not charge its weapons. It did not raise its shields. It simply floated in complete silence. The Draken commander refused to back down. Fire! More than 5,000 warships launched their strongest weapons at the same time. Bright beams, plasma missiles, and heavy rail rounds rushed toward the Titan. The dark space around the giant ship disappeared behind a wall of explosions. The entire council watched in shock. For several long seconds, nothing could be seen. Then the smoke slowly cleared. The Titan stood exactly where it had been. Not a single mark covered its armor. Its shields had never appeared. Its weapons had never moved. The bridge officers aboard the Draken flagship stared at their screens. Direct hits confirmed. Another officer interrupted. Damage report. He stopped speaking. There is no damage. Fear spread through every fleet. The human ambassador quietly looked at the council. We asked for peace. No one answered. Then the Titan finally reacted. Instead of firing a giant weapon, a single silver ring opened beneath the ship. A soft wave of white light traveled across space. It moved so slowly that many officers believed it could never be dangerous. The wave touched the attacking fleet. One by one, every enemy warship went dark. Weapons shut down. Engines stopped. Shields vanished. Thousands of ships drifted silently through space without a single explosion. The crews were alive. The fleets were defeated. The council chamber fell into complete silence. Humanity had won the battle without taking a single life. Just as the alien leaders tried to understand what they had witnessed, every communication screen suddenly flashed red. An unknown transmission forced its way into every military network across the galaxy. A cold mechanical voice echoed through every ship. Titan-class vessel detected. Last Guardian confirmed. Extermination fleet has awakened. The human ambassador closed his eyes. He knew exactly who had sent that message. And he knew the real war had only just begun. The council chamber became silent again. No one cared about diplomacy anymore. Every leader stared at the red warning flashing across the giant screen. Extermination fleet has awakened. The words meant nothing to most civilizations. But they meant everything to the human ambassador. His calm face changed for the first time. An alien council member slowly stood up. What is the extermination fleet? The ambassador took a deep breath before answering. It is the reason humanity built the Titan-class warships. The room froze. Thousands of years earlier, long before the Galactic Council existed, an unknown machine civilization appeared from deep space. It never asked questions. It never made peace. It simply erased every world it found. Entire star systems disappeared. Millions of lives were lost. Back then, humanity was still a young civilization. While others ran or surrendered, humans chose to fight. They built 12 Titan-class warships. Each Titan carried technology so powerful that it could face an entire fleet alone. The war lasted many years. In the end, the machines vanished beyond the edge of the galaxy. Everyone believed they had been destroyed. They were not destroyed, the ambassador said quietly. They were only sleeping. Suddenly, every scanner inside the council station screamed with alarms. A young officer rushed into the room. Emergency report. He placed a star map on the main screen. Thousands of red lights appeared near the outer border of the galaxy. Then the number doubled, then tripled. No, whispered an old admiral. The machines were returning. One frightened emperor looked at the human ambassador. How many Titan-class warships does humanity still have? The ambassador looked through the giant window toward the silent Titan floating outside. For a long moment, he said nothing. Finally, he answered. Only one. Fear spread across every face in the chamber. One Titan against countless enemy ships. It sounded impossible. Just then, the ancient human warship slowly turned toward the edge of the galaxy. Its engines began to glow for the first time in centuries. The last Guardian was leaving. It was not running from the coming enemy. It was flying to meet them alone. The Titan-class warship crossed the edge of the galaxy without slowing down. Behind it, Thousands of Allied fleets followed at a safe distance. None of them had ever entered this region of space. It was cold, dark, and completely silent. Then the silence ended. One by one, enormous black shapes appeared from the darkness. Not 10, not 100. More than 50,000 machine warships emerged together. Their red eyes lit up the empty space like burning stars. Every Allied commander stopped breathing. "We can't fight that," one captain whispered. The human ambassador looked at the enemy fleet without fear. "They're testing us." The machine commander finally spoke. Its voice echoed through every communication system. "Humanity, surrender the last guardian. Your allies will be spared." Every alien leader turned toward the human fleet. Some expected Earth to accept the offer. Instead, the human ambassador smiled. He answered with only 5 words. "Humanity never trades its guardians." The communication channel closed. A second later, the Titan moved forward alone. The Allied fleets watched in disbelief. One ship against 50,000. The machine fleet charged its planet-killing weapons. Before they could fire, the Titan released hundreds of small silver lights. The alien commanders thought they were missiles. They were wrong. The lights spread across space and formed a massive shield around the entire Allied fleet. The Titan was not protecting itself. It was protecting everyone else. The first machine attack crashed into the silver barrier. The shield held. Then the second wave arrived. Again, the barrier survived. Every alien leader finally understood the truth. The Titan had never been built to conquer the galaxy. It had been built to save it. Just as hope returned, every human officer on the bridge received the same classified message. The captain's face became serious. He slowly looked at the ambassador. They found Earth. The ambassador's smile disappeared. If the machine fleet had discovered humanity's homeworld, then this battle was only a distraction. The real invasion had already begun. The bridge of the Titan-class warship became completely silent. The captain looked at the glowing map one last time. A single red mark flashed above Earth. The machine fleet had reached humanity's home. Every Allied commander expected the Titan to turn around immediately. It did not. Instead, the human ambassador stepped toward the main screen. Open a channel to every fleet in the galaxy. Within seconds, billions of people watched the live transmission. The ambassador spoke with a calm voice. "For thousands of years, humanity carried this burden alone. We hoped the machines would never return. We chose diplomacy because we understood the true cost of war." He paused. "But today, the enemy has forced a choice upon us." The transmission ended. The Titan's captain placed his hand on a hidden control panel. A quiet voice answered. "Final defense protocol confirmed." Suddenly, every star near the battlefield began to shine brighter. The machine fleet stopped moving. For the first time, their commander sounded uncertain. Unknown energy detected. Then hundreds of blue lights appeared across the galaxy. Alien admirals stared at their screens in disbelief. They were not stars. They were warships. One after another, ancient human Titan-class vessels emerged from hidden space. 5, 12, 30, then hundreds. Humanity had never possessed only one Titan. The first Titan had simply been the last guardian that remained visible. The rest had waited in silence for the day the machines returned. The machine commander immediately ordered a full retreat. It was too late. The united Titan fleet surrounded the enemy from every direction. Not a single shot was fired. The machines surrendered before the battle even began. Days later, the Galactic Council signed the greatest peace treaty in history. An alien leader asked the human ambassador one final question. Why hide such power for so long? The ambassador smiled as the Titan fleet disappeared into deep space. Because real strength is not shown to frighten others, he replied. It is kept hidden until there is no other way to protect them. From that day forward, every civilization remembered one lesson. Humanity always chose diplomacy first, but the Titans made sure peace would never stand alone.